fast, I'll race you.
Time to wreak havoc. Let's go!
Again, very, very kind to pretty much everyone involved.
Yeah, most people can get to their preferred locations. BTR probably going to go down to Painan. I was asking the team just then about how they actually make those rotations, especially on Erangel, because obviously we saw them go coastal side towards farm, right? Usually they go Novo, and they said that they saw the map, they saw the circle, and they definitely, like I said, they were doing some reactive dropping there, and they went farm knowing that it was going to be an easier rotation, which is why we saw no one go down to Sosnovka. So very interesting stuff, a very smart team in general, and it's the reason why they got so far. But now they've got to contend with, obviously, SGE again. We've given them trouble on this map of Sanhok. Sanhok?
Soinhak. No, it's
Sanhok up the trousers, because you got to get it on now.
Oh, absolutely. SGE did actually beat them out in the fight last time around. If you remember, it was then Orange that came in down from all the way in south from Bantai.
A big Orange.
Where they came in. They just rolled on through. We know how effective Omen Elite were last time around in boot camp as well.
Detonators have dropped on them again, though. There's some kind of rivalry going on.
All right, okay, I see how it is. Both in the same building as well. This is relatively uncommon. Normally, if you see two teams drop there, it's one team goes center, one team goes outside. But you've also got Goskilla actually in Bootcamp Hills, right up to the north. They are very, very close, potentially looking to try and snipe away some of these kills.
Carnage with S12K. Dangerous weapon in close range, especially with that being semi-automatic. That thing will absolutely rock your world if you get too close to him. But right now, Omen are opting to take a little bit more of an adventure around the entirety of the boot camp, really having a good explore. Whereas Detonate's playing pretty scared here, all as a group. Omen taking a lot more space, holding a lot of boot camp down. Like you say, John, they're going to worry about Goskilla, who, again, are in the wings. We talked about that third party earlier, and you could see something similar happening there.
Although there are only two of them nearby, they are trash looting around the gap between Paradise Resort and Boot Camp at the moment, so they only have two teams that are there, but they will be aware of this. And this is good scouting and information as well, so they can sort of give that a wide berth or rotate in a favorable direction, maybe try and go north early on, but they are actually looking to take the fight from the hillside.
Yeah, and if any of you guys watched the South Asia Regional Finals, you know that Fnatic actually did make this this rotation a lot that Goskilla is currently in, and they found great success with that, dominating boot camp time and again. Obviously, weren't quite able to make it into that top 5, unfortunately, for the South Asia region. But Goskilla, they can definitely make this one work. You can get looted quite quickly with the several compounds around there and then move over to the hillside, which they are doing now.
Luckily for BIGETRON, they don't have any contest anymore in Painan. synerGE have left.
Yeah, I think that's smart from them. If they want to get a more central position here, last time they got caught up in Painan yesterday, for sure.
Whenever I see that skin, all I see is the back of Mustache Dave's head.
Really?
Yeah. Like, can you not see that? It's a similar hairstyle.
It is actually a pretty similar hairstyle. Usually, when we're out there, Dave, he wears a hat. He's got a hat on.
Yeah, and it says Mustache Dave _on it.
Absolutely. Do you know, the reason we don't see the back of Mustache Dave's head on the desk is because he's actually got Mustache Dave shaved into the back of his head.
With the underscore as well,
yeah,
for his Instagram handle.
Like a weird stamp of pride. That's why I try not to walk behind him, otherwise that's all I can think about.
It is, yeah.
Dave's Instagram.
It is quite perturbing, to be honest.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll see if we can check that one out later. FUTBOLIST currently occupying the river.
He has to do it now, basically.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's a bet. FUTBOLIST occupying the river just to the north of Painan at the moment. Going on both sides of it. Relatively smart this early on, because of course the circle popping where it is, it contains the entire northwestern island, which is only currently IND on there, but it also has a lot of ground to the east and to the south.
Yeah, which is why you are seeing so many teams control the bridge sides, because if it goes northwest, it almost always finishes in the mountains. And if you can take a clear-cut position early on, you just have free reign. Now, we saw that actually in the regional finals for Europe, in particular, with Team Unique fending off against about 6 teams, all making the run up the hill to the top, but they just immediately took that one. They're an extremely aggressive, extremely powerful team who we will see in the global finals later this week. So very, very interested to see if this does go northwest, and we'll see who can control that area, who has the cojones to actually pull that one off and really hold it down.
The interesting thing is that we've seen a diversion from what we saw early. No early fights, and in fact, only a couple of scraps, especially even in boot camp. Now, Omen Elite have left. synerGE left Painan early. No one wants to fight early on.
Well, let's talk about this yesterday as well, John, wasn't I? Where I was saying that Prelims Day 1, it's the day for big plays. It's a day for a lot of fighting. But now we're coming into day 2, right? Teams are getting quite cognizant of the fact that, you know what? This is day 2. There's only going to be 1 day left, and really that's the day when I've got to make big plays if I'm far behind. Day 2, I want consistency. That's what I want from a lot of these teams. You want to see consistency. You want to make sure you're not being left behind in terms of points.
synerGE make that northern push from Painan, currently on the southwestern island, just to the east of Ruins, playing off against Victory 5, who stand in their way of progressing further north. Victory 5 currently sat as 3. Wushan takes a lot of damage there. Schreider maybe looking to get the shots off. Waits for him to peek out to the left, but it's not going to happen. He hits the deck, goes for the heel, and we'll be okay for now. But they only have 3 players pretty much in their line at the moment. Mana is all the way out to the west at the moment. You can see right at the back of your screen there. He is about 200 meters out, but he seems to have mounted up. He's found a vehicle, so he can respond relatively quickly. Austin, a bold push. Makes it as well. Nanyi doesn't get the spray.
And drops the floor. synerGE, like you say, that they're in the middle of a lot of teams right now. FUTBOLIST on the other side.
Oh, okay.
IND also on the coast. So this could get very dangerous for SGE very quickly.
FUTBOLIST actually did knock one of them just then.
Yeah.
So teams are going to be looking to push this way and try and control it if they can. It's a very difficult hillside to hold as well. You know, everybody from the east is going to be looking that way and thinking, "Ooh, that looks like some good ground."
Oh, Civi actually...
Is my ground?
That's
Is my position?
Yeah, Civi actually went over and took a lot of pot shots there from FUTBOLIST. You can see they're starting to make the cross potentially. But here comes Nanyi.
Looking for the spray. Civi goes down. Will probably more than likely be confirmed. There he goes. Austin X trades his life.
I don't think that's a good trade at all, because Austin X got rezzed, but you trade Austin X for Civi. Now, no BM to Austin X, but you've got to look at Civi and you think this guy does so much more in so many situations. You want to keep him up in that situation,
Well,
right?
I mean, they're just trying to keep anyone up at the moment, as they did lose another. I think that was Schreider. That's not what you wanted either, to bounce the nade. Austin X goes down again, and now it's just Major Alpha for synerGE. More than likely, he wants to just get away from this situation, try and snake it as late as he can, as teams are starting to push down into his location.
So uncharacteristic of SGE. Usually super aggressive team. If a player goes down, it doesn't matter. They're going to take a more proactive and strong position to try and flush out players. Doesn't matter if they're playing 2v4 or 3v4. There, instead, they opted to try and keep everyone alive, and just didn't work in their favor. I don't think this is the way that SGE should play. They're an aggressive team, and they should stay an aggressive team at heart.
BIGETRON now atop the hill that synerGE wants occupied. Everyone now looking their way. People will be worried about it. Major Alpha seems like he doesn't have any meds on board. He doesn't want to go for it, or maybe he's just waiting because he's afraid of being pushed down on.
He's got a Vector and a level 1 backpack. In that situation, you can almost 100% think that, you know, this guy hasn't looted. They left Painan almost immediately and didn't really come across any other compounds other than the compound being basically set up by Victory 5. So it's been a pretty atrocious start for synerGE, sadly.
BIGETRON, though, they don't want to push away from their spot right now. They know how strong it is. They know how much control they can exert over the rest of the compound.
I like how we literally... Oh, that is a beautiful bike. Beautiful bike.
A little scooter.
But can the play be beautiful as well?
Oh, dear.
That's a throwback, right?
That is a bit of a throwback. I don't know if anyone was interested in the South Asia region. There was a brilliant documentary that was made around it. It was really quite good, giving some insight into some of the players. It was beautiful. Go check that one out. I think it's on the PUBG Mobile Esports YouTube.
It is, yeah. It is a really good documentary. I believe it is just called Be The One. And it's about some of the South Asia players. It's about Carry as well as Scout.
And Mortal.
Carry from Orange Rock Esports as well as Scout from Fnatic. And Mortal, who is actually in the global finals in Seoul. So a really, really cool documentary put together by the team over at PUBG Mobile Esports. Definitely worth checking out.
Yeah, definitely. And maybe you can learn a thing or two from how they go about their how they go about their practice.
I mean,
of course, Soul making it in, but The rest of these teams are all trying to get in as well.
Yeah, I think that it's probably the most interesting thing for me is that obviously it's the documentary comes from the South Asia region, and you get a little sneak peek into the life but behind the players in the country where it is so prominent down in India, right?
Absolutely. It's such a popular position, but in go the party gaming squad. 2 of INS feel the pain, and they're going to be a little bit of a wet blanket on INS's party.
Wet blanket?
Yeah, it's a phrase.
Oh, fair play. Oh yeah, wet blanket like a wet weekend. I see.
No, just a wet blanket. It's a phrase.
Oh no, you're a wet weekend for saying that.
That's really mean. I'm going to tell your mum.
Please don't tell Linda.
Oh dear.
Don't do it.
Oh dear. Anyway, INS still do have some representatives, some players still alive and kicking. Bishma driving out and making rotations. The next circle has popped.
It has, yeah. It goes down towards the very much the middle of the map here. A lot of teams rotating down, but with the majority of water coming in from the huge delta that comes in from the sea from the northern side that flows down past the northwestern island, a lot of the actual playing field is cut off. IND is the only one on the northwest island. We can be almost sure it's not going to end on the northwest island. So you've kind of got this half-moon crescent shape down on the eastern side that all these players have to work around. Remember, south side's not very appropriate. Quarry is taking up a lot of room here as well, and there's just not many places to play. So you're going to have a huge squeeze coming in soon with a massive crunch coming onto all these players. So we expect some action very, very soon.
What's interesting as well about this circle particularly is that it hasn't forced the funnel that we normally see between bootcamp and quarry. The rotations have actually been pretty safe around that area, which changes the dynamic of a lot of these plays, right? Like you're not seeing compounds occupied to the west of Barn on those crossroads, just around those roads. You're seeing a lot of safety there. And generally where the conflict has happened is around the confluence of all the rivers in the middle of the map. Right, you're seeing a lot of teams like FUTBOLIST, like IND, like synerGE earlier on, and Victory 5 were all posturing there. And, you know, we've got so much pressure there, whereas we normally see that over to the east. So the reverse showing, but they're looking to try and pick it up. They will have the information now, and of course, Nico not going down means that they've scouted it, and they know that there's a team in this compound.
It's true. Tempo have got so much of this tree line to play around as well. And Asterion, if playing in 4 separate compounds, gives them a lot of sight around the surrounding area, right? But what it doesn't give them is the ability to help one another if they do get knocked inside the buildings, at which point Tempo can immediately speed things up and just aggress onto them. Don't say up the tempo.
Up the tempo a little bit.
Up the tempo, yeah, indeed.
Oh, dear. I'm sorry.
It's all right.
It's okay. But they continue to just go for this scout, and Nico doesn't even need to take the fight. Knowing that there's someone there is actually really, really quite useful for them. They can start to take presence over towards some of the hillsides at the moment. You can see Orange still on that northwestern island right now. So they do need to make the crossing. It's going to be very tricky, and the fact that they haven't pushed up means that they haven't caught IND in this rotation, and they don't just get a couple of free kills there. So that's lucky for IND, unlucky for Orange, as that crossing will be made all the more difficult, given that there's a team that has just done it and will have hit the other shore as well.
Exactly. Now we're looking down here to BTR as well as Detonators. Detonators not making a single movement as of yet, has actually played into their favor, but now they got some big dogs joining them in the boot camp. Almost the sergeants, you would say, come to actually train them down in boot camp. We'll see if Detonators can be the private upstarts versus BTR, but from what we've seen so far, you would imagine that BTR are able to yoink this one away from the hands of Detonators.
Have to wait and see. Normally boot camp, the stomping ground of NA teams. That's where they like to practice hot drops. Just a little bit quicker. The plane gets there fast. They do everything right. But Tempo, they found Mega, and they're pushing in from the southeast as well. Detonators holding it down. Zuxi gets rattled.
Yeah, so already Detonators holding off BTR. Not what I expected.
A lot of teams heading to boot camp now. IND have just made their way in.
IND down here, remember, in the regional finals, they were actually able to have a really good showing here in boot camp towards the end versus a Fnatic as well. Kratos obviously being a really strong player here. He's an amazing IGL, and like during these fast fights, he's able to call things very, very quickly. But here we've got Asterion Myth versus Red Canids, and Red Canids, they need this fight to go well.
They're very much on the back foot as well. Asterion Myth getting some healing done, but they are close to the circle. They will have the advantage. Red Canids have moved down to the south. You can see the line of 3 there. with one player up to the north, and they have tried to skirt around the edge. Chowski left on his own. Poser takes a couple of bullets, but he will get away with it for now. Orange looking to make the push across as the fight continues to go on between these two teams. Chowski now completely separated from his squad. Asterion Myth need to push in. This circle, phase 3, will start to tick away pretty heavily. I don't think Chowski is going to be able to do too much. Might just try and stand up outside the circle. We're going to try and get some sprays. He has the nade in hand. Asterion Myth maybe looking to push on down. One goes down for Red Canids. Where's that nade gone? Not doing too much.
Here comes Poser on the side. Chowski just healing up, and Toso does go down, but really well played from Asterion Myth. That's some deep map knowledge from them to know exactly where that little outcrop of rocks were. They could push through easily to get a central position. Orange now swimming across, but it is Mega taking shots from Chica and Tempo. After that last game versus the Futbolist, they're looking to regain some kind of control of the game.
Tempo need to be careful because as well as the fight they're currently in, there's this fight that we're looking at the moment on screen that will be pushing into their direction. Asterion Myth did take down Chowski on the outside, and now 2 of the Red Canids left alive and kicking. Yeah, they are fairly far away and probably not going to be wanting to take the fight.
Yeah, and even though Tempo currently are winning versus this fight between Mega, Asterion Myth and Mega will become like a vice. And slowly over time, they're just turning that valve, and it's going to get ever closer to them squeezing Tempo out in the open right now. But you see, Rain and Nico are both looking towards Asterion Myth. They're taking 2 fights at the same time. This is dangerous.
Chowski finally does go down, and he spotted it. Hits the shot, but he's saved by the level 3, I believe, on Prolord. Hits the second one, though. No problem.
Hell.
2 for 2. Looks for a third. Yep, okay. Doesn't take the damage. It just nips at the heels, but not going to do too much. I'm very interested in the rotation that Victory 5 have made here, Blank.
Yeah, Victory 5 does something very similar to Orange. Orange and Victory 5 take some really wacky rotations. We saw from Erangel, Orange 5 just dashing across the field with no care in the world. Again, it's timing, though, and Orange seems to be very good at this. Rain is just hitting shot after shot.
There's no way that Prolord gets away with this. They just leave in there. Asterion Myth send on out. They go for the counterclockwise rotation. As Bootcamp still in the next circle. It's shifted out to the northeast of it just a little bit, so the teams will have to leave there. Prolord does finally bite the dust.
Party Gaming, I thought it seemed like a very silent start to yesterday. Have been slowly creeping up the standings right now. You see him on the screen, and it is Omen who is pushing over to them. Orange Gaming just on the top side, though. Party Gaming off to the north of Asterion Myth. Victory 5, they're almost definitely done here. They made the crossing too late, and Orange made it at the right time. But Omen just behind them right now, looking to dash towards, and they can smell them on the coastal side.
I'm going to be honest, I'm not a big fan at all of the rotation that Victory 5 made. I know you spoke about how it was similar to the one Orange have made, but they just did it far too late, and now they're trapped 2 out in the blue. Mana's down on a central island in the river. It's kind of disastrous for them. Everyone's fighting on these cliff sides as well. You could see INS need to make their way over too. You've got SWAT 69 up in the north as Omen Elite hold it down very close to Orange Rock. Oh, not Orange Rock, sorry, Orange. They do get the nade sent on over. They're not going to take too much damage. 3 players still alive for Omen Elite.
Yeah, Loverzin out in the circle right now in the blue. Almost certainly doesn't make this happen. Omen right now having a very tough time versus Orange. Orange just finished off Victory 5. Pretty much Victory 5 is just done out in the water. Wuxian is not getting in.
There's no way he makes this. Unless Omen Elite go for the fight against Orange right now and everyone else gets distracted. Potential there, but
this is the time to
more
go
than
for
likely
Omen.
not. The shift comes through as well. It's north. It's going to push people out of boot camp, and Omen Elite and Orange are going to be very happy about this. Well, whoever wins the fight is going to be happy. Victory 5 do get eliminated.
Omen really should go now. SWAT 69 are currently taking the fight versus Orange, but it's actually Goskilla crashing into them.
They're split 2 and 2. There's no way the SWAT 69 get back up here, unfortunately for them. The 2 of them remaining are still over on the coast, and you've got the Party Gaming team pushing into the compound that the fight did just take place on. So they have the info. They're trying to take the zone. Goskilla might just come a cropper here if they're not careful.
Yeah, this is the perfect time to go with the third party. Leon pokes out, does take down Spring. Zute is there next, but a great refrag.
Able to get it. Leon's down. The remaining player actually down in the water as well. So they're going to be all right with that one. Pov stays alive, but Omen Elite get position. Now they can start to push into some compounds. They're going to have to fight off against IND.
Is the start that Omen needs. They're on 2 points. Oh no! Still far away to go. Zute stops the vehicle in the tracks by basically just shooting the head off the player in the vehicle.
So close on the vehicle, does not take the damage. Bishma and Popov both down on the cliffside. I don't know if they know each other there. They are just in the water, so they're both just treading at the moment, trying to ladder up a little bit. Tempo Storm out in the blue on the southeastern side are going to be struggling, but I think they're only down to one remaining alive. The circle, heavy shift.
Heavy shift onto the east, straight onto Asterion Myth. This is exactly what they wanted. But Party Gaming, they're also in the vicinity as well. It's Detonators versus teamIND right now.
They need to try and push out to the east. They need to leave these compounds and go for broke rotation. BIGETRON actually eliminated. They could not make the move out of boot camp. They went in early, unfortunately couldn't make it out. Goskilla as well, taking a fight with Party Gaming on the northeastern side and actually winning it out. Az and Janshi both going to struggle. Asterion Myth, though, they are so happy right now.
It's a really good position, but what they need to do is remove Party Gaming and Goskilla from behind them.
Oh dear. Niminari very close to going down there, looking for the heals, but the blue zone's in. Will he get the heal off in time? Yes, he will. I don't think you can res there, I'm afraid. Andon, they need to just go for the run at this stage. Push on up, maybe. Try and smoke in, maybe. Nade in, potentially. That Molotov actually going to do a lot of work to give them some space to move. Niminari makes it close. IND will try and hold it down, but he's got so much to do against 4 players from IND. Will not be able to get it done. Detonator go out in 8.
Unfortunate start for them, but they suffered the same fate as BTR. They went into boot camp. They did not leave early enough to the presence of the new circle, but here is Omen Elite.
Here they come. Zute still
Actually
alive.
remove IND.
Wi-Fi might just be able to crawl in if he is lucky, but he cannot be rezzed where he is currently. IND also going down, as we saw in that compound. Oh, the shot goes on to Zute. That's disastrous. Spring now, the last remaining player, needs to make it in. Goes for the spray. Will make it. Will he take the blue? No, Omen Elite. Oh, it's so close, and it's so unfortunate. SWAT 69 playing spoiler. They go down. So unfortunate. And now Asterion Myth looking to try and take Central.
A needle to whip away from getting that circle right there. A great shot from Wi-Fi. They will get some points on the board, though, going out in 4th. And it might be the little springboard they need to keep them in this prelim tournament.
2 versus 3 versus 3. 7 kills for Asterion Myth. A relatively even frag board at the moment. We'll see who's able to pick up the rest of them. There's 8 players left remaining.
Yep. Circle goes towards Asterion Myth again. Goskilla coming down from the northern side, but Party Gaming have yet to move. They're going to go uphill, and currently Goskilla's really in a strong position, but obviously they have to move down from here, so potentially we'll try and take advantage of the high ground whilst they have it.
They are staking through. A lot of shrubbery to keep them covered. The undergrowth is providing sanctuary for now, but Party Gaming might not be so lucky. Asterion Myth, they're going to spot out Janshi, no problem. As soon as he makes this push, he goes down, as is there as well. I think Poser is going to be able to finish that one off. Goskilla, they get the information as well as they start to crawl on through. They now have the north side of the circle. They're in, as eliminated. 2 teams remain. Poser goes down, as it's now a 2 versus 3. Goskilla go out wide. They're trying to play around these rocks. There's so much smoke in play, though. Really nicely done, but low go Asterion Myth. Goskilla, they're going hard. They're going in. They're seeing what they can do. It's 2 versus 1 now. As they try and pick it up, he goes out wide. Will get 1. Tries to pick it up more. Lunatic trying to pop off. Confirms one of the kills, and now it's 1 versus 1. Playing ring around the roses around the rock. Poser giving him all the information he needs. They know exactly what's going on. Will just finish that one. And they're so slow. They're going left. They're going right. The circle's going to go to both of them again, Blank. They keep it going. They roll it down. A heal off. He's just popping some boosters there. As players getting confirmed left and right. Picks up some loot. Maybe trying to heal it up. Maybe trying to heal some damage, but he cannot do it. He just doesn't have the time unless he goes for the bold play. Lunatic now at full HP. Aldic actually there. Again, we're down to a 1 versus 1. He makes the break. He goes for the spray. Gets the first shot in. Will he be able to capitalize? No! It's Goskilla to be able to hold it. So tense right at the end, but just at the end they eke it out.
That is a clutch medkit, though. He got a medkit, got the